Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Innocent Villains. And there's so much to talk about today, but I wanted to first talk about Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson went viral today. He's been going viral for a lot of odd reasons, but specifically now he is telling his viewers, which he has millions of viewers, not to pay their credit card debt. And this is in conjunction with people like Nancy Mace. She's telling people not to pay taxes. But this is going to set up Tucker's viewers, again, which he has millions of, for failure. Because as we all know, if you don't pay your credit card debt, you don't pay your taxes, then you're going to be severely penalized by the IRS, by all of the government entities that will come down on you hard. So we're going to play this clip. Again, this is crazy because he's been echoing things like this before, but we're just going to play it for you. Here we go.
If you're in debt to anybody, you're literally in debt to them. You owe them something you haven't yet paid. So that is, by definition, their control over you, right?
Yeah, they have control over you and they can take your assets if you don't pay them. So I totally understand it. And it's depending on the type of person. Some people are more risk taking when they don't have the funds. I don't believe you should be taking out loans that you can't afford. It's people saying don't spend money you don't have. It's something most people are aware of, but some people don't practice that.
Yeah, I used to feel that way. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think people should stop paying their credit cards. I know no one else agrees with me. And you have a moral obligation. Really? Well, you have a moral obligation not to send credit card applications to kids in college. So this goes both ways. It's like just blaming the drug addict and never mentioning the dealer. Someone's selling the fentanyl, and that person is on the hook too. So that's how I feel. So like, is it a sin to rip off your drug dealer? I guess. It's not one I'm going to judge you for.
Yeah, I think it's 100% agree with you there. Yeah. I can't.
Okay, so let's understand the point that Tucker's coming from, and then we could talk about like what we actually think. So Tucker's coming from a position that we would all kind of agree with, right? Everybody, they penalize the drug dealer instead of the person that overdoses on drugs. We as a society, we hold the drug dealer accountable. His argument is, why don't we hold all of these debt collection agencies accountable? And I completely agree. However, with the system that we are under today, if you do not pay your credit card debt, your taxes, any financial obligation that you have made to anybody, when it comes to these big corporations, they will bury you. They will completely ruin your life. If you do not pay your credit card debt, then you're just going to have more and more and more interest, and you're going to ding your credit, and before you know it, you won't be able to buy anything. In terms of the modern way that we buy things now. What are your thoughts, Shide? Because I know you've been holding back a lot. I mean,
at this point, it just comes down to Tucker time and time again being proven that he's so out of touch. Credit cards are something that people all around the country are currently relying on, all because of how high all the prices are, how high the gas prices are, grocery prices, overall cost of living. Therefore, we're in a position as Americans where, not everybody, as Tucker later states in that episode, has all of his assets in gold or something like that. Mind you, Tucker has multiple houses. Tucker is a multi-millionaire.
Not just a multi-millionaire. I just Googled this, Shide. Keep what you're saying, because this is going to piss you off even more. I want to add to what you're saying. Guess what his net worth is, and we're going to put it on the screen.
Wasn't there a video when it was like 500 million or 800 million or something like that, and he said, "Oh, you need to get offline" or something like that? What is it?
Okay, well, it's not that high. This is according to Gemini. It says Tucker's net worth is estimated between 30 million and 100 million.
So I was a little bit far off.
30 to 100. No, but here's the point. That's what it's estimated to be. Now, we're not talking about any investments. This is just strictly based off the TV deals. Bro, that is not normal Americans. To your point, right? To your point. That pisses a lot of people off because you're telling normal Americans to not do these things and to not keep paying on these financial obligations that they'll be penalized if they don't pay.
And he's just simply talking about like the moral obligation that he has, or that we should feel, and it has nothing to do with that. they just touched on that earlier in the clip where they're discussing, they'll come down on you, they'll take your assets, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, in what world would you not be paying your credit card debt or any sort of debt? But at the same time, again, this is just coming from Tucker, who, I don't imagine that Tucker pays with a credit card for anything. Anything that Tucker wants, you just go out and buy. You're flying a private jet to Turning Point USA events. Where are you at mentally to be saying this? I mean, you are so far removed from people making $40,000, $50,000 a year, less than that. Credit cards are something that's becoming essential to just survive at this point. Let's say you're driving to work, you need to fill up your tank of gas, you're spending $100 to $200 a week just in gas. Groceries, $200-$300 per week in some households. I mean, and this is all coming on a paycheck that's maybe $1,200 to $2,500 that you're seeing. I mean, Tucker is so far removed from this, it just irritates me. He had that viral clip, I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago, where he talked about, get married young and that whole spiel that you went on. And I mean, to me, like you said, Conservative Inc. is just continuously pushing bad narratives on American people. Maybe it's just to get you fired up. Maybe we're reading too much into this, but I truly just don't think that he understands what's going on right now, especially in this generation. And we can even piggyback off of, the tweet that Patrick Bet-David put out last night in regards to people in this generation having less and less kids. I mean, what do you expect when we're sitting in a position where, people in our generation are fighting to get jobs? They're fighting straight out of college to get jobs. They're paying off all of that student loan debt. They probably have credit card debt on top of that because they're working a minimum wage job, and the cost of living isn't even enough. The cost of living is sucking away your entire minimum wage paycheck after you go to college. I mean, this whole narrative of, don't go to college, like you said, how many of these corporations are looking for some sort of experience, some sort of degree? I understand that there's jobs out there that don't require a degree, but, don't go to college, don't pay your credit card debt, have kids young, spend all your money, don't save nothing. I mean, it's ridiculous when it's coming from people with a $50 to $100 million net worth, when their house and their ranch and their second house is paid off and their kids have trust funds and their kids will never have to work a day in their life. I mean, it's absolutely asinine. And I'm so sick of hearing the pandering from Conservative Inc. to try to talk to you as if we don't know how it feels to live paycheck to paycheck, as if we don't know how it feels to, have $100 left in your bank account. I mean, Jesus, Tucker, get a clue, dude. Get a fucking clue. And the guy who he's talking
here's
to,
the thing.
Mind you, I watched on Sean Ryan's show, makes a lot of money because he's a hacker or whatever. The ethical hacker, which, right. I do like him. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to shit on him at all. I can't remember his name. I think it's Ryan Montgomery. Is that his name? Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Like I said, I really do like him, but he's another person who he's an ethical hacker. He's getting paid, I believe, government contracts and such to do ethical hacking. He's got a lot of money himself, and he eats. I don't think he has a family, and I think it was something in the Sean Ryan show where he eats a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup every day, and that's the only thing that he eats, or some shit like that. And Cheez-It crackers or something. But I mean, both of them are going at it, people who are making an excess, aka millions of dollars a year. That is an excess right now. Unless you're making 30, 40, unless you're making under $100,000, and $100,000's doable, but $100,000 doesn't even make you comfortable right now in this economy. Think about that. $100,000.
It's just
doesn't make you comfortable.
It was 20 years ago. It was fantastic, but just the reality with inflation, all of the AI replacing all of these jobs, and we could just go down the line. I'm not going to do it. We'll be here all night, but it's just so interesting when you talk about this. So me, on the one hand, I mean, most of us, all the people in the right wing, let's be honest, man. I think in a normal setting, getting married young, having kids young, I mean, it's what I'm I would love to do it. But the thing is, the economic realities make it so that if you do that, you have nothing. In this country, the economic reality right now, if you get married young and you have kids young, it's just a sad reality that it's a lot of money. And so you have the old people that on one hand, they're saying young people, they're not having kids. And yes, we could blame women. They're a part of it. Don't get me wrong. You know me, I'm not going to not point the finger at women. But the fact of the matter is, it's the economy, stupid.
Right.
And that's literally it. Gen Z is not able to have the same life that our parents had, Gen X had. Like, we're not going to be able to get that, unfortunately. But you're talking about all these people in Con Inc., right? And saying don't go to college and all of this stuff, get married young, have kids young, which again, in a normal, I'm all for it. It's just, you're going to set Gen Z up to fail if you continue to preach that to young men. Okay. This is Breland Hollyhand. This is from a couple days ago. This video is from a couple days ago. I had to do some looking, okay? So I'm listening to you, but I'm listening to you in conjunction with trying to find this video. This is Breland Hollyhand shitting on college, okay? Mind you, he's been to college. I believe he's in Auburn right now. He's literally at the University of Auburn. But this is Breland Hollyhand, and this is what all of Conservative Inc. tells us to do, which is they shit on college. They tell us not to go to college because that's where all the institutional power is. But while doing this, they send their kids to college. They go to college themselves. So just watch this video of Breland Hollyhand.
You know, golf teaches you more about life in 18 holes than colleges do in 4 years. There's no safe spaces to hide behind. There's no extensions or bonus points. This golf club doesn't care about my feelings. It cares about the results. Maybe Gen Z should pay attention to that. Maybe we should focus more on how hard we can work than how many professors can coddle our feelings or emotions. Maybe log off your phone screen, get off this For You page you're scrolling on right now, and touch actual grass. If I can do it, I think you can too.
Again, okay. I mean, I don't want to cut you off.
Ahead.
And I know I did a lot of ranting, but like you said, someone who's currently enrolled in college, I mean, if that just doesn't prove to you that he is trying to be the next Charlie Kirk, I don't know what will. I mean, that just sets it up perfectly. In this game that they're playing, as if Republicans, as if our generation of Republicans is still worried about this, you know, liberal, safe space, blue-haired, liberal teachers and students and whatever else. I mean, that's not the concern right now. The concern is you're going to go drop out of or graduate from high school, if he even wants you to make it that far, and go get some sort of job that they're planning on replacing with AI or H-1B visas within the next how many years. You have no degree to fall back on. You have no money because, again, the cost of living is so high that you don't have a comfortable savings account. I mean, the fact that we're sitting here having to pick apart mainstream conservatives for saying this bullshit. I mean, why can't Breland Hollyhand just come out and say, yo, go make your bread? Like, I wish he would, instead of giving some fucking lecture about a golf ball and 18 holes teaching you more than fucking college as you're enrolled in college, you fucking idiot. God bless it, dude. I mean, I'm someone who dropped out of college myself. I do all right for myself, but for fuck's sake, man, do not fucking give me that shit. You're going to tell me that you're going to raise your children, Breland Hollyhand. You're going to tell your children not to go to college, to have kids young, to fucking not pay your credit cards. Do you think Tucker Carlson, not to switch topics, but do you think fucking any of Tucker Carlson's children have outstanding credit card debt? Not a fucking chance in the world. Not a chance in the world. And if they did, Tucker, throw him a fucking bone, dude. Like, what are we talking about here? I mean, there is a whole war going on. A whole war. We're paying for two wars. We're still paying for the Ukraine war that just not re-kicked off because it hasn't stopped. But, I mean, we could talk about the fucking bombings. But, I mean, the Strait of, like, we're in a position where now the goalpost has moved so far in the Iran war that all we want to do is reopen the Strait, and it's going to cost us more because Iran's going to be getting fucking taxes off of it. They're going to be like, oh my God, dude, I'm so over mainstream conservatives. I mean, like
I know.
Oh my God. And if you go in the comments of that Brylan Hollyhan video, dude needs to get the fuck off the internet. You need to get off a For You page because you get destroyed every time he's on there.
It is crazy. He is like this creature. All of a sudden, after Charlie Kirk was killed, like the day after, it's like, okay, he's the guy. He's the guy that we're gonna just be putting him up as the next Charlie Kirk, for lack of a better term.
He came out of a lab,
but
a lab-grown Charlie Kirk.
But it's so crazy because, again, I really want to hammer this point home, right? All of these people in Con Inc., right? They talk about all of this stuff that we mentioned, but again, not going to college. I shit on college, okay? Full disclosure, I was able to get into college for free via the GI Bill. Thank you, Dad, for your service. And I didn't appreciate it enough, man. If I had like the understanding of things now that I did 7 years ago, or reverse it, I'm 18 years old, but I have all the knowledge, all the information, all the understanding of things that I have now, I probably would have went into political science and like actually took it seriously. But like, full disclosure, if you're getting a business degree, like it's just bullshit. But we need people to go to college. We need people to become doctors, engineers, lawyers, all of this stuff. Like we still need college, but in particular, we need college for the institutions. Because if all the people that are right-wing, all the people that are conservative say, hey, we're not going to send our kids to college. Oh, it's a scam. Well, fine. But also know that college traditionally is the only entry point into all of these institutions.
You're going to have liberal doctors, liberal lawyers, liberal judges,
right.
liberal, I mean, just everything.
Well, but Shai, not even just that, but the policymakers. Like, for example, the Heritage Foundation, okay? The Heritage Foundation got in trouble a couple months ago for not condemning Tucker Carlson for having Nick Fuentes on his show, right? There's a bunch of think tanks in Washington like that. And what happens in all these nonprofits, these foundations, this is where the policy is crafted. So it doesn't matter about the Republican, Democrat, representatives, senators, all that stuff, the president to a degree. All of like the policies and where everything is written, a lot of it's dictated by these think tanks. And we need right-wingers in the think tanks. Because if you don't, then you're just dominated by the left like we've been for the past 60 years. And so the point is, like, if you continue to demonize this stuff...
Liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl gas, forced government euthanasia,
just had to throw that in there.
That was great. But no, like, just to conclude, like, you look at all of them, again, it's the great hypocrisy. You look at all of these people in conservative Inc., they tell you not to go to college, but then, like, Tucker Carlson, he says, oh, college is a scam. You should go to... All of his kids are in college. So, what
Rules
the hell is even that?
Rules for thee, not for me, man. I mean, that's exactly what it comes down to. That's exactly what it comes down to. But I think this is a perfect transition to the PBD post that he just put out yesterday. 52% of women ages 20 to 39 are childless. All the money, all the accolades, all the fame, all the success, all the compliments for being in shape won't come to the high you experience of having kids. Great gift God gave us to experience that love. Congrats to the 48% group. Now, don't get me wrong.
What do you think about that?
I have a child. I have a young child. I had a child young. Everything that he is saying is correct, and I want to preface that everything he is saying is correct. You know, the love you feel for a child, the love that you should feel for your child, I should say. It's amazing. It's the best experience. It's the best feeling in the world. 1,000%. I get what Patrick Bet-David is saying. However, here we have another instance of Con Inc. just constantly trying to pander for you to have kids. You know, this whole worry about this generation not having kids. You know, and I replied to that tweet and said the cost of living does not accommodate for most people to have families comfortably at this time. $5 gas prices grocery rising, expensive childcare, healthcare, etc. But thank God Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. Had to throw that in at the end. However, I just wanted to break this down, all right? So, I mean, and you could do anything that you want behind the scenes, but I want to break this down. Let's say you were to hypothetically take home $60,000. So, again, hypothetically, before tax, it's 80 grand, something like that, under $100,000. You yourself, let's say it's $5,000 a month. You lease a car, anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You're not putting gas. You're down to $4,000 off rip. You own a home. You have a mortgage. You're paying rent, $1,000, automatically down to $3,000. You're paying for these gas prices, $200-$300 a month. You're already down into the $2,000 mark. Groceries, childcare on top of that, anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000 to $2,000 a month. You are out of money. You are out of money. And that is what's going on in this generation. Can you do some Googling? Because I think your computer will be a little faster than me. I want you to see what the average salary is for this generation.
For Gen Z?
I mean, you can actually even do it for what was it, ages 20 to 39 right now. The national average.
You said 20 to 29
20
or
to
20 to
39. Which might range a little differently.
And just for Gen Z or just for Gen Z women?
Instead of the 20 to 39. Just do an average salary for Gen Z women.
Okay. So the average salary, let me read this here. Gen Z women between the ages of 20 and 39 have a median annual earnings ranging from $41,184, this is the early 20s, to roughly $54,860. That's the late 20s and 30s. The income varies significantly by age and specific career stage.
I just want to point that out. I mean, that is for the women, obviously, in order to have a family. It's a man and a woman. Let's say the guy makes $60,000, $20,000 more than the highest, woman or something like that. I mean, we're talking about $100,000 median income family. I mean, not only that, we can sit here and depict on, the Gen Z women. You know what I mean? I mean, we could sit here and go through that whole shebang. However, both you and I are lucky enough to find good ones. But I mean, dude, again, talk about being out of touch. You want to talk about how, ages 20 to 39, your own co-host, Adam Sosnick, adores the fact that he has no kids. He goes clubbing every weekend. I'm pretty sure. Does Vinny have a child? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. So I just don't know who he's pandering to, but there's so many more problems than just than pulling up a statistic and putting it on that post and just saying, oh man, this generation just really isn't having kids. Well, let's look into why this generation isn't having kids. Because it goes a lot deeper than, they just don't want to start a family. It's like, no, I think everybody would love to start a family. If we had the fucking American dream of a white picket fence and a house you own and, a good running car that doesn't break down every 4 months. I mean, grocery prices that are cheap. And, I think you and I both would sit here and say that I'd love to make enough money to make my significant other a stay-at-home mother. I'd love to go back to the traditional route. I know your significant other wouldn't have a single issue. Your wife, excuse me. I know your wife wouldn't have a problem being a homemaker. I know my fiance wouldn't have a problem being a homemaker. I know I'm speaking for her, but I'm just saying, saying, if we could have that golden age that we were promised,
right,
that the boomers have taken from us. I mean, dude, it would be a lot easier to start a family. But now you have both people in the relationship working jobs that still don't make ends meet. I mean, there's so much more to this equation than a statistic on an X post.
Right. And don't get me wrong, the women suck. There's a lot of an issue with that. By the way, I will just point out, not to make it a little bit on women, but it is. Women on average now make more than men. Gen Z, I understand. We just pulled that, but women on average now, I saw the statistic a couple of days ago. Women on average make more.
I mean,
than
Sophie
men.
Rain makes more than LeBron James.
Right, but let's just put this in perspective real quick. What do we know about women? They don't want to be with a man that makes less than them. They view them as a loser. Well, fine, but the world, the way shit's been set up now, it's just how it is. Like, women make more than men because they dominate. First off, they're more geared towards college because they obey rules, and we know college has a certain set of rules that you have to obey, right? You have to sit in a seat. First off, women are better at doing that. And in these corporate office environments, these HR enforced corporate, like, this is where these women thrive. Which, by the way, they're on a desk all day just doing Excel, and they may do it for an hour or two. We've seen the TikToks. We're not going to rehash it again, but like, it's not real work. Meanwhile, the corporations are paying them this whatever the salary is. But I mean, of course, they're not going to have kids. This is what we've told them to do. We've told them go to college. We've told them to go be a corporate girl boss. We've told them to do all these things. So of course, they're not going to want to have kids. So maybe the elites are seeing this as a problem. PBD also too. What the fuck? You're telling regular people, middle class Americans who, like you said, 60, 70, 80K a year, whatever. PBD's net worth is like $400 million. I mean, he's a minority owner of the New York Yankees. This is not a normal guy. So can we please stop lecturing normal Americans? Like, you are different. You're not a person.
350 to 500 mil.
You're not a person. Holy fuck. Like, what? Patrick Bet-David is not a person.
I had PBD and Tucker mixed up, apparently. Because holy shit, $500 million,
man.
And you're going to sit here and tell a 20-year-old that she should have a child, ages 20 to 39.
Yeah, but like, it's just so crazy. By the way, I'm going to try to do it. All right, I married at 20. Shit. If she sees this, she's going to be mad. Married at 24. What? I mean,
that's disgusting.
Crazy, right? Trying to go against the grain
it's
here.
Too old.
That's crazy. Bought a condo at 23. So trying to do these things. I'm going to try and have a family young. We're going to try and do it. I think I'll be able to do it, but ultimately most people are not able to do it because they have jobs with these corporations. And let's be honest, it's not really purposeful work. And also, too, who knows what's going to happen with AI? That's another thing. Like, these corporate jobs, these white-collar jobs, who knows what's going to happen with AI? Is it going to replace them? I don't want to get into the doom and gloom, but I kind of went off on a tangent. But, like, again, like you said, this is not as cookie-cutter as Patrick Bet-David would like this to be. This is very nuanced. Yes, the women are a giant problem. They're a giant problem. But we also, again, like I mentioned before, it's the economy, stupid. It is literally the economy.
I think especially with the family talk, I think the problem is majority of conservatives are male. Therefore, they can pander to that male desire for a family, for a wife, that desire, versus the Democrats, the liberals, they're the anti-family party, they're that side of the coin. So I don't know if that's why they're just picking up on that and trying to win over, that male desire to provide and have a family and, plant your seed, whatever.
I don't know, man. It's just they're trying to do messaging like the Democrats do. And even though the Democrats are still defeated, which is crazy, they're the opposition party. They don't even have a star right now, a leader of the party. Even though the GOP is trying to do this thing, the conservative Inc. is trying to do this thing with messaging, like, it's obviously not working at all. Like, nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen. Do something else. This is why we listen to and watch Nicholas J. Fuentes. Like, that's just it. That's it. It's literally it, because he's like the only one that gets it. Everybody else is like, oh no, they're doing what the Biden administration did, dude. They're like, oh no, you feel pain now. You don't know what you're talking about. No, we have the Dow raskin. Is it 50,000? The Dow. Like, they just don't hear us. So fuck them. Yeah. That's what I say. And they're all going to go down. We're going to vote blue in the midterms, and they're not going to have their power. And the Democrats are going to have oversight powers and stuff like that. tangent again. I'm
Buddy,
sorry,
we've both
it's
we've
just
both
crazy,
been ranting.
man.
We've both been ranting. That's what this show's
It's crazy,
about. Get the
man.
frustration out. Let the internet call us idiots. Repeat.
Yeah. How many more stories do you want to do? Because we could potentially do 2, but I definitely want to talk about Sneeko.
Go ahead. You can go in on the Sneeko thing. I mean, I have a problem with the beef that that's going on right now. But whatever you want to talk about,
we'll get into that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been on the internet for the past couple of days, you might have seen Sneeko. So Sneeko is a dissident right-wing streamer, content creator, all that stuff. I kind of like some of his content. I think some of it's thought-provoking. But over the past couple of days, he's kind of been exposed as being very, very fake. So I will show you what I mean. So here's a video right here. This is from a couple days ago. And specifically, it's Sneeko. And he was on stream with Clavicular. And he ordered an alcoholic drink. He ordered an alcoholic beverage. And he forgot that he was on the stream. Now, if you don't know, then you won't know. But Sneeko is actually a Muslim. And it's against Islamic law or whatever it is to be a Muslim, I don't know, against the Quran to drink alcohol. So we're going to play this clip right here. It's interesting, but we'll go in on it.
Yeah, can I get a mojito, a Moscow Mule, and a tequila shot? Mojito, Moscow Mule, and a tequila. Thank you.
He didn't.
Okay,
he didn't order just one.
So it's worse than I thought. A mojito, a Moscow Mule, and a tequila shot again. And this is a guy who claims to be a principled Muslim, who claims to be right here with the Quran.
Allahu Akbar.
Right, or whatever
the fuck that means.
We're not gonna, whatever the fuck that means. So, but that's not the end. Videos have resurfaced of Sneeko eating pork on stream, even though he's Muslim. And again, eating pork, what do they say? It's not halal or haram or whatever it is. I don't know. Halal is a
Hashbullah?
I don't know. I'm not Muslim. Yeah, whatever, right? I don't know. I'm Catholic. Fuck. Sue me. Whatever. But, okay, here is Sneeko. And again, a second clip of him not obeying the Quran.
Wait, it's pork. It's pork. It's pork. I should have let him do it. His career would have been over.
It's not my stuff. Stop. Don't put that back in the bathroom. So you are a little
Is it pork? Right there, yep.
So in the first video, it's Sneeko and it's the streamer Neon, and he almost ate pork, and he was ready, and Neon was like, no, it's pork, and it's like, it's pretty obvious that was pork. But again, second clip, right? He's on the stream, and he literally eats the pork. I mean, it's pretty obvious that's pork, man. I don't know about you.
Is
I'm not
Neon
blind.
Muslim as well?
I'm not sure.
I want to
don't know.
say he might be, because I've seen videos about him spitting pork out. I think I've also seen videos about him drinking, and I think it's just like this LARP that the both of them.
Right.
I don't know if it's the community that they're just trying to pander to or what it is, but it's all fake. It's all fake.
Well,
However,
here's the thing.
Our Catholic leader Nicholas J. Fuentes did take his first 2 sips of beer last weekend.
Well, here's the thing. Alcohol is not against Catholicism.
It's not.
It's against all the other sects of Christianity, apparently, but it's clearly not against Catholicism. However, okay, so that's not the only thing. We're talking about Sneeko, right? And we're talking about him being fake. Specifically, him being a fraud, right? Not representing the beliefs that he holds online in real life, okay? We have another thing. So, you guys remember BLM? You guys remember all the celebrities that said, I take accountability. Remember that video, that big compilation video of I apologize, or what was it? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I take responsibility. Okay, so here's a picture of Sneeko, and we're gonna put it right on the screen. This is Sneeko in 2020. If you would be going by just this image, you would think Sneeko's a woke leftist, like he's watching Hassan Piker every day. Like you this is what you would think. So here's the image right here. Now, I don't know about you folks, and I sent it to you, Shai, but this is insane. So this is Sneeko. He has BLM painted on the forehead, and then a black fist on the cheek, and I can't breathe on the neck. And it says, no freedom until you're equal. So Listen, man, this is a guy now that claims to be a dissident right-winger, alt-right streamer, edgelord, all that stuff. He's throwing up the HH, all of this stuff.
Not
what are we
only
doing?
that, not
and this
only
is the
that,
larger,
if you
right.
saw that picture, I would also think that he's a homosexual.
Right, and there's allegations about that too. But it is just so insane. Again, we're talking about Tucker Carlson earlier, right? But specifically these right-wing e-celebrities. What the fuck,
yeah,
man?
and the drama that follows every single one of them.
Right.
Constantly.
Right. Every single one. Every single one. And it's like, if you're a real human being, okay, I'm Catholic. I'm not Muslim. I am not for a lot of the teachings in Islam. However, if you're going to be Muslim, I don't have a problem with you being Muslim. I don't have any problem with you respecting the rules of the Quran
your religion.
or
That's what
following.
our country is. It's freedom of religion. Go ahead, practice what you want.
Right.
But if you're going to LARP, I think I'm finishing your statement. If you're going to LARP and claim that you are this practicing, respecting Muslim, then do it.
Right, dude.
And do it right.
Who's a good example? Amy Dangerfield.
Yeah.
You see this with all this Amy Dangerfield stuff? So if you guys don't know, Amy Dangerfield, another e-celebrity, she's an e-girl, right-wing personality for the past 4 or 5 years online, and she's been somebody that claims to be this trad Catholic, all of this stuff. She starts this campaign against Nick Fuentes, and all of a sudden you see all this stuff come out about her, like, sleeping with girls, not only sleeping with girls, hooking up with Zerka, if you guys know who Zerka is, hooking up with Zerka, hooking up with Sneeko, and it's like, these people, she's somebody that's, again, another right-wing e-celebrity preaching all trad Catholic values and all of this stuff, and what are you doing off the camera?
And I believe she's been MIA for 2 weeks.
Right, because she knows she fucked up. But, like, it is just the whole thing of, listen, these people on the internet, these e-celebrities, they are putting out a false perception of who they actually are. And they're doing it for views. They're doing it for viewership. They're doing it for clout. And it is just so insane.
I love when it comes back to bite him in the ass. It's the epitome of LARP. Like, that's really what that's the best word to describe it, is just LARP. And then when they get caught LARPing, then, it's just, it happens to everybody. It happens to every single one of them.
Well, I'll just be straightforward, even though I'm Catholic. I'm my true self. I mean, you can say what you want. I can't hide who I am. Yes, I'm an imperfect human being, but I know there's a lot of people that respect that. But, like, come on, man. If you do this, if you're Sneeko, you're Amy Dangerfield, whoever you are, if you continue to put out, like, a false depiction of who you are, a false reality, a false persona, like, it eventually, like you said, it's going to bite you in the ass. So it really frustrates me, man. It really fires me up when people try and do the holier-than-thou.
It's the whole point of, like, people can change. You know what I mean? I mean, not to add fuel to the fire, but you and I did a lot of these podcasts before it became political, and it was not very pleasant for either of us. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff on the internet that probably shouldn't be. It was definitely fun, but it's a part of growing up. It's a part of growing up.
And that's why they're still there, by the way. Who knows? Maybe in a couple months, if this shit actually, like, flies, then they get put on private, and I won't delete them, but they'll just get taken off.
Not a bad idea. But I mean, but we're talking about, I don't want to say full-blown adults, but full-blown adults that are just LARPing, and it's not like I repent for my sins, I'm a changed person. I mean, it's just stuff that's been buried, and now it's coming out. It's like, why don't you address the situation first? Say, hey, I did this, I fucked up, but here I am changing, and now I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to be this, and I'm going to actually practice this. But instead, it's LARP, Catholic LARP, Muslim LARP,
I know,
whatever, and then it all comes out.
And bro, here's another thing with Sneeko too. Like, I feel like he's a fake friend. You've obviously been following the beef with him and Nick Fuentes. Like, what do you think about it? Because I see all the time,
I think the truest one.
They go back and forth.
The purest form of seeing him as a fake friend was Nick was in New York for his collab with Dave Smith. And then we're going to cut this part. I thought the sound was off. Oh, at least it's fucking off. All right. Let's redo that. Yeah. Do you want to just...
I'll just do the whole thing over. All right, so yeah, man. Like, and I also wanted to talk about this because I think it's relative to the conversation, right? We're talking about Sneeko. Did you see the whole beef with him and Nick and what's going on?
Like I said, I mean,
because
we were calling him a fake friend. You know, and it's pretty clear when Nick was in New York for his collab with Dave Smith, and then he goes to hit up Sneeko. Sneeko doesn't want to do content with Nick, but then he goes ahead and does content with Dan Juzarian, excuse me, Mr. 12%. Mr. 12%.
He's another thing, but continue.
I mean, it's the fake friend aspect of it. You know, you're gonna tell Nick, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get in the middle of that beef, because it's the Sneeko beef to me. I don't know that I'm necessarily as plugged in with as I am plugged in with the beef between Dan Bilzerian, Nick, Jake Shields, all that. I think Sneeko, to me, I've never liked Sneeko. It's just not my... I don't know. I know you said he's thought-provoking. I never really tuned in to be like, oh, you know, either fuck Sneeko or dislike Sneeko or like Sneeko. I mean, he's just kind of been one of those people that just float around on my timeline that I listen to here and there. I think like the only time that I've like really... I think the longest time that I've had Sneeko on my screen was watching the Dean Withers-Nick Fuentes debate. And Aiden Ross and Sneeko were the moderators. And they didn't even fucking speak. You know, that's just that whole side of things, that like the Aiden Ross, Bradley Martin. I mean, I hate to throw his name out there. But like,
he's great, by the way.
No, he is. Fan. But I just mean like their videos I don't watch. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really understand the hype around Aiden Ross. I don't really understand the hype around Sneeko. That's just, that's where I'm at. That's my timeline. That's what I consume for content. But
you're more of like a Jake Shields
guy. I am
guy.
a Jake Shields guy. I'm a Jake Shields, you know, what is it, 10 toes down for Jake Shields. That's my boy. I definitely think that he might be one of the smartest humans walking the earth right now. It's a three-way tie between Donald Trump, Jake Shields, and Dan Bilzerian. Smartest humans on X right now.
Those are intelligent
guys. Dude,
I'm
telling you. I mean, they're right there. They're right there.
But no, in all seriousness, I mean, it's sad to see, because like I do think Sneeko is like I think he's a legitimate content creator. Like, again, I don't know if he does it now, but a couple months ago, what he was putting out a video every single day, and it was like cool. It was cut up. It was really thought provoking. Again, not to invoke that phrase, but really thought out.
I think he was doing like IRL, really cool, like daily things. So like, and I want to put that out there. Like, I mean, I'm not saying fuck Sneeko. You know, it's not something that I consumed. I do know that he was putting those videos out, and I know, you know, all that stuff, but that just wasn't what I was watching.
Right. But all in all, man, what a shitty friend, you know? What a shitty friend. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't stab somebody like that. That's been there for me all the time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I would. Well, I mean, I hope you would do the same for me.
But I appreciate that.
It's just like, it's so crazy that you would do that.
In a heartbeat. I am a fake friend.
It's just so, I hope not.
I'm going to turn you to ice, man.
Oh, okay, that's great. I can't believe you're saying this.
This is where
but whatever.
Yeah,
I know you're kidding.
No, I'm not. I would sell you out in a heartbeat. No.
Anyway,
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
I am kidding.
That kind of... No, I know you're kidding. I just it's hard to cut through that, you know? It hurts a little bit hearing it. Anyway, it's fine, whatever. But going back to it, like, Nick's been there for him throughout the whole, like, Club Accost thing. And even before
standing
that,
up for him against the Tates when the Tates and Sneeko had the falling out. Right. Yeah.
When it was unpopular,
all of his fucking... every Groiper super chats, rape Sneeko, fuck Sneeko, all the shit. I know.
We're gonna have to bleep that out. Thanks. Or maybe not.
Grape
we'll just say
Sneeko.
Like
grape
yes,
Sneeko.
Yes. Yeah. And he always
defends it up until Monday night, Memorial Day, when he said the war is now. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great way to end it. Unless you want to talk about that for a little bit.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. because that's the whole thing. Yeah, we're right at the 45 marker. Well, Shad, it's been great. This whole episode
it really has been.
Great.
It's been a great episode. Fucking drop the follow.
Yeah.
Follow us on X.
Yes, yeah.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe to the channel. Follow us on X. Follow us on YouTube. We're really trying to make it here, kind of in mud, kind of stuck. But hopefully we can do some really good collaborations with people with similar like channel sizes and grow. Really get this thing.
Not a bad idea.
We should make a target for this channel to get 10K by like March. Something like that. Something. We gotta do something. But again, that's all.
You're the grinder, my guy. You are the grinder, and I'm following. I'm just holding your pocket as you edit these videos and you work your ass off, and I show up for one video every 3 weeks, and then the time will come and we'll pop off, and I'll throw you under the bus, and then I'll take over.
Well, don't do that because or don't predict that something bad will happen.
I am the Sneeko. I am the Sneeko to your Nick. I'm the Sneeko to your Nick.
That's terrible to say. Don't say that, man. Don't bring that in. I'm gonna knock on wood right now. This is me knocking on wood.
I would never do that. I would never. I love you too much.
But I love you too. It's good to hear you say it first. But anyway, it's been a pleasure, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please, again, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Shide. We'll link his YouTube channel.
There'll be a video out eventually.
He needs to make... bullshit. He needs to make his own videos. Because he has some really good points, but he doesn't want to put it out because it takes a couple minutes. But anyway, that's all. Appreciate you all again. This is like the third time saying goodbye and ending the
subscribe,
the episode,
motherfuckers.
Yeah, subscribe and
fuck
whatever
Sneeko.
you do, fuck Sneeko and also pay your credit card debt.